From Lalate headquarters in Santa Monica, this is Afternoons Lalate.
Tuesday, March 9th, 2021, and it's Afternoons Lalate with big breaking news across the country about your $1,400 third stimulus check and third stimulus check package. The Speaker of the House has confirmed that the vote may happen either today or tomorrow. The stimulus bill will become a law in the next 24 hours as this country awaits the president to address it in prime time on a national platform tomorrow night. Meantime, Wall Street is ending up substantially higher on the incredible, exciting news about your stimulus. From the West Coast to the East Coast, the excitement's brewing as the push is underway as well for fourth stimulus checks. But for now, by the end of this week, the third stimulus check will be going out. And that third stimulus check is needed as America grapples with the growing pandemic. From Santa Monica to across the land, I have all the great financial news for you this afternoon as the Net's leading financial show gets underway for its first hour of Afternoons Lalate, starting right now. Your third stimulus check will be voted on and approved and signed into law within 24 hours. Congratulations, you're getting a $1,400 third stimulus check. It will become law in the next 24 hours and it'll go out by the end of this week. Congratulations. You're getting a third stimulus check, $1,400. You didn't get that first or second stimulus check? File a tax return right now and request it on the form. But congratulations. Adult dependents, $1,400. Children, $1,400. Married couple, $1,400 and $1,400. Everyone's getting a $1,400 stimulus check. It's very simple. It's one amount for everyone. Unless if you're a married couple, then you get double the amount. The adult dependent stimulus check would land in the hands of the person who claims you as the adult dependent. And of course, you're missing that first or second stimulus check requested on line 30 of your Form 1040. But the real exciting great news is what comes else in the stimulus package. You're getting a $1,400 stimulus check. You got that. Well, what else do I get? If you subscribe to this channel, over the next few weeks, you're going to see how I'm going to get you over $5,000 and maybe as much as $30,000 to $40,000. Let me give you an example right now. Husband and wife, 2 kids who are both age 5. How much do you think you're going to get for stimulus? If you bet 4 times $1,400, you're wrong. You're wrong. Let me add in there, you have some childcare costs. Let's say you have about $10,000 a year in childcare costs. How much are you going to get for those 4 of you? You're going to get $1,400 times 4. You did get that part right, but that's not all you're getting. In fact, you're getting $2,800 for the 2 of you, husband and wife. And then for those 2 children, you're going to get $10,000 because there's $5,000 per child. So far, we're up to $12,800. Then, if you have childcare costs, you can deduct 50% of them, up to $8,000 for 2 child. And so if you have that much in childcare costs, congratulations, you're now over $20,000, and I'm only 3 minutes into this video. Hit that subscribe to this video right now. Who is in the room? There is Lynn Glenn. Anything about student loan debt forgiveness? Yes, I'm going over that in this video. Actually, I want to get to it right now. I love that question. Who is that question from? Alice Hall. I love that because I forgot to mention that on Mornings Lalate. So I want to go over it right now. This one is a little bit confusing. So let me slow it down for you. This is huge, big money. Student loan debt forgiveness is a standalone bill in the Senate. You got it. It's not part of the stimulus package. You understand that. They want to forgive $50,000 of student loan debt. You understand that. It's a standalone bill. It's still in the Senate, has not been voted upon. You understand that. That's very straightforward. Well, what happened on Saturday that got almost no coverage except from this channel? A provision that'll save you upwards of $25,000. Did you know that if they signed into law that Senate bill of student loan debt forgiveness of $50,000 tomorrow, and your tax bracket is, let's say, on the low end, let's say it's only 25% tax bracket, which is like $30,000 annual salary of $40,000. Guess what would happen if they forgave $50,000 of your student loan debts tomorrow and you're in a 24% tax bracket? You'd have to write the IRS a check for $25,000. Yes, even though they're forgiving your student loan debt, you would have to write a check for $25,000. Now, if you're in the 10% tax bracket, you'd have to write a check for 10% of $50,000, about $11,000. Thank you for the super chat from Nanette, and welcome Cynthia to the room. Cynthia, I'm so excited for you becoming a member. If you've not become a member like Cynthia, do it right now. And everyone welcome Cynthia to the room. This is huge. Did you know that when they forgive student loan debts, you would still have to pay the tax on the forgiveness until last Saturday? The Senate saved you anywhere from $10,000 to $25,000 because they put in the third stimulus package. The Senate, the president did not have it in there. The House did not have it in there. The Senate put it in there that if they forgive your student loan debt at a later time this year, you will not have to pay taxes on that forgiveness. Again, normally you would have to pay taxes on a forgiven student loan debt, and it would be anywhere from $10,000 to $25,000 you would have to write a check to the IRS for, which I'm guessing you may not have $25,000 sitting around to write the IRS a check for. That's the purpose of student loan debt forgiveness, to not have money, not spend money you don't have. This is huge. So thank you for reminding me to bring that up, because that is a big thing. This is how this channel brings you to what I call, or as Ira, one of the viewers called, Stimulus Advanced Class. You want to save every penny you gotta save. And it's free to subscribe. It is free to subscribe, but it's costly to misinformation. It's costly to miss news like this. So hit that subscribe button. This channel, if you're just joining me, is 6 hours live every day. 2 hours on mornings, 2 hours at noontime, and 2 hours on afternoons. This is the end of the day. I gotta tell you, usually the end of the day is where the breaking news happens. And I know people surge in on Mornings LA and then they slowly sort of ease out as the day goes on. I would not do that. I would not do that. I would not just sort of settle into that donut by the end of the day. I'd get a shot of coffee, shot of some espresso, because guess what? Later in the day is when the news really hits, and you can't be out to the beach and surfing. I got videos for you surfing, so don't be surfing. You got to stay with me because there's too much breaking developments across the board. Let me go over the other developing details as well. If you're just joining me at the 9-minute mark, the President of the United States will sign a law in the next 24 hours, your $14 stimulus check. You will get this stimulus check will start going out by the end of this week. If the stimulus check income eligibility goes off your 2019 or 2020 tax return. Now, earlier in this video, I started by talking about a person who may have thought that they're only getting $1,400 from the stimulus package, and I revealed to you all this huge other money. Let me go over another huge, shocking development. I just showed you one about not having to pay $25,000 in taxes for student loan debt. Here's another one. Not having to pay $10,000 in taxes on your unemployment money. The Senate also put a provision in there that the first $10,200 of your unemployment income from the year 2020 is tax-free. Now, I have certainly said before, this almost takes a 2-hour recording to explain how to calculate this out. But basically, when you get UI, PUA, FPUC, PUC, it's all taxable. You have to pay taxes on it. You do it either one of two ways. Either you have your state taken out or you don't have it taken out, and then you pay for taxes when you file your tax return. And even when you tell them to take it out, they may not take it out the correct way. They may only take it out at a 10% tax bracket and you're at a 25% tax bracket. So then when you go to do your tax return, you're like, oh, they didn't take out enough for taxes. I got to pay more taxes on it than they paid. And sometimes they pay the taxes on the UI, but they don't pay the taxes on the FPUC. That is very commonplace. They're not taking out for the FPUC, and then you go to do your tax return, and then suddenly you get hit with something from IRS saying, hey, you didn't pay taxes on your FPUC. I'm like, and then you're like, oh boy. So your first $10,200 of unemployment is now tax-free from the year 2020. This is huge. PUA is extended to 79 weeks, previously 50 weeks. And PUC, Sandy says, do you want to be knighted, LLA? What do I do to be knighted? Does that mean like Burger King? Sandy says, you want to be knighted? Does that mean I put like the Burger King hat on that you get with the Whopper? Is that what that's referring to? I don't know. PUA is now 79 weeks instead of 50 weeks. PEUC is now 53 weeks instead of 24 weeks. The bill also extends that $100 a week called mixed earner supplement through September 6th. And the bill provides that FPUC is not taxable for purposes of determining Medicaid, children's health insurance, and SNAP. Additional provisions in the third stimulus package are $1,700 of financial aid, plus a $14 stimulus check, $1,502 of hazard pay, plus a stimulus check. Hazard pay is if you're 19 or older, worked during the pandemic, and made less than $25,000. Then there's child care tax credit, $4,000 for one child or $8,000 for two or more children, based upon how much you paid in child care times 50%. The children 17 to 6, $4,400 in stimulus checks, and 5 to newborn, $5,000 per child. Absolutely incredible. Rent has an enormous amount of money. From New York to San Francisco, there's rent money galore. There'll be $27 billion of rent, and it includes rent in a better way than we thought before. It now includes rent if you're just experiencing indirectly financial hardship. But individuals who are low-income families who have been unemployed for 3 or more months have advanced priority. That's the first time you're hearing this on this channel. Again, if you're low income and you're behind for who have been unemployed for 3 months, you have advanced priority. And then massive money for businesses. What is that money for businesses? Anything from a taco truck to a tow truck driver across the country. And I'll have more about those details coming up in a second. But who else is in the room? There's Crayola, there's Donna, and there's Debbie. And there is Carolyn. I'm so grateful. My kids have been very stressed out. No reason to be stressed out. You know, in a day like this, when I'm at the tail end of the recordings in the afternoons, I'm a little bit more chill, as you can tell. But early in the day, at 9 o'clock, when you go live with the first show, and people start jumping in and saying, are they signing it today? Are they signing it tomorrow? Are they signing it today? Are they signing it at 2 o'clock? Are they signing it at 4 o'clock? Are they signing it at 6 o'clock? Are they signing it at 8 o'clock? I'm like, really? This is why people get stressed out. Because who cares if they sign it or vote on it in the morning or the afternoon. I mean, really, it makes no financial difference for your pocketbook if it's Tuesday at 4 o'clock or Wednesday at 10 a.m. Who cares? It don't make a difference. And I never know why people do that. This is another message I have as well. If you've been a longtime subscriber to this channel and you've been a part of this family that grew from 0 subscribers to where are we now? 284 today, 283, 100 million views in 9 months. I always on day one said, don't get stressed out about nothing. Well, today I saw some people who are not subscribers getting stressed out. They said things like, why do they always got to delay another 4 hours? My goodness. Are you really going to get stressed out about people not calling for a vote for 4 hours? Why do they got to delay an extra half a day? My goodness. I don't know why people do that, Donna. And then they say, I'm very stressed out. Well, that's why you're stressed out. Is because you're hitting the ground with your foot, stamping because they didn't vote at 2 o'clock. They voted at 2:05. Or they didn't vote at Tuesday. They voted on Wednesday morning. Do you think it makes a lot of difference? Here's a reality check. The mailman that delivers your stimulus check may not sort his mail exactly on time when it comes so that you get it the day later because his mail truck was out of gas. So do we take into consideration that maybe the mailman, when he delivers the check, might not get the check out that exact day, it comes the next day? Or maybe the mailman was out for 24 hours and they had a substitute driver that day. Just don't be stressed out about these simple things. And then there's always someone that says, well, they've been delaying for 500 years. There we go. And then there's always a fake narrative person. The Speaker of the House gave this statement. Where is my statement? I love it. I just love it. Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi, to the person who said it was not delayed, it was always going to be Wednesday. That's actually untrue. Speaker of the House on Monday afternoon, late Monday afternoon, said on the House floor, the vote will be either in the next 24 hours or next 48 hours, meaning it's either today or tomorrow. There's someone that likes to go around and sort of spread gossipy false stuff. And that just makes people stressed out. The Speaker of the House actually said on the House floor yesterday, the vote would be either today or tomorrow. That's actually her exact quote. So, congratulations. Gossip is just not effective. Wow, that's 18 minutes. I got more for you. Incredible, great news across the board. In addition to the stimulus check, I have more about the $5,000 as well that's coming up. That $5,000 is literally a blink away, and I have all that details coming up in 60 seconds right after this commercial break. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.la.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LA Late Daily for the excitement of the new LA Late live daily. The excitement starts on mornings LA Late at 9 a.m. Home LA Late returns at 11 a.m. daily.
and then afternoons LA Late at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LA Late.
From LA Late headquarters in Santa Monica, this is Afternoons LA Late.
One of the people in the commercial break had a question for someone else, which is a great question. When do the children's checks go out? So the children's checks will be the following. Their 14-hour stimulus check will come with yours. And then the $3,600 if they're 5 to newborn, or $3,000 if they're 17 or 6, will start paying in the month of July, either $300 or $250 every month for 12 months. Great question. The other great question is, what day do we get the $5,000? Tina, welcome to Becoming a Purple Hawk. This is where you want to absolutely know things by the minute. What I've shown you on this channel is that timing is everything. I'm so excited for Tina becoming a member. Everyone welcome Tina to the family. Timing is everything for money. And why is timing important in the stimulus package? Not because of what day the House votes on it, not because of what day the president signs it, but what day a $5,000 EIDL grant opens at SBA. Here's how the scales are weighed. How important is it the day in which Nancy Pelosi calls for a vote? How important is it the day that SBA opens your $5,000 EIDL grant? This is insanely important. This is not important. Why? Because the moment the SBA grant opens, you need to be able to go right to a computer or a phone and apply that very minute, because in 3 days the money's going to be gone. That's where timing is important. The SBA EIDL grant under the third stimulus package is $5,000. And I got to tell you, this channel has been around now for about 10 months, launched on April 25th. When I started, I had a lot of sole practitioners, Uber and Lyft drivers, and business owners with less than 3 employees. Then as time went on, the viewerships changed a little bit. I still have, the vast majority are people who have sole practitioner operations or something like that, side hustles, Uber, Lyft, Grubhub, or Airbnb, or something on the side. This is you. It's $5,000. It's not $1,400. This is what you need to know right now. Under the third stimulus package, there is exactly $5,000 that you positively can get, because there's 2 qualifications for it, both of which you qualify for, undoubtedly. One, you have less than 10 employees. You do. Even though you have double personality after that second Hennessy drink. But, and then the other one is you had a reduction of your earnings because of the pandemic. Obviously, that must have happened. So you can get a $5,000 EIDL grant. Where and when? This as a subscriber is why you need to stay with me. You need to hit the subscribe button, because the where we know it will be at sba.gov. It's not live yet. When is the date you need to subscribe to this channel now, because the day it goes live, the minute it goes live, I will be live, because I'm live 6 hours a day. And I will literally say, as soon as this video stops, you get off the computer or the phone and you apply this very minute, because by the end of the day, 30% of the money will be gone. After 3 days, all the money will be gone. That's how quickly the money will disappear, and it's $5,000. Now, if you drive Uber as a mom, but your husband has his own electrician business, he can get $5,000 as well. $5,000. And I haven't done this video in a long time. But if you have if you are an electrician and you have an electrician company, it's an LLC, and you're a solo practitioner electrician, but you also do Uber and Lyft as a Schedule C, you can get 2 EIDL grants. One for that LLC electrician business, and one for that Schedule C. Basically, you're two different types of businesses. One is the corporate LLC business, and the other one is the single individual applicant. So you literally could get $10,000 of EIDL grants in just one day. That's a lot more than a $14 stimulus check. There we are, 25 minutes into the video, and you see how this is a lot of money and a lot across the board. There is Crystal, and there's Debbie, and there's Patrick, and there is Crayola. Is low income still a great requirement for the grant? Caesar, that's a great question. So there's actually two EIDL grants, and this is a little strange. To answer your question, no, it is not a requirement for the one I just explained. The one I explained has only two requirements. $1,000 that you had a downturn of your business and you have less than 10 employees. That one you don't have to be low income. There's another EIDL grant they're required to reopen as well for people who applied under second stimulus and did not get paid an EIDL grant. And that is where low income is required. I'm not quite sure who these people are because the grant never opened under second stimulus. So I'm like, what do you mean for people who applied? There was no place to apply. So I don't know what they're referring to. It doesn't make a lot of sense. So is the $5,000 only a business grant? It is a business grant. If you are Uber, Lyft, Grubhub, Airbnb, electrician, plumber, anything from a Schedule C to an LLC return. Absolutely. Lot of exciting news across the board. If you're just joining me, the third stimulus check will be signed into law and will be voted on in the next 24 hours. The stimulus checks will go out later this week. But the important details is that other items have really big short-term application windows. The other one that has a short-term application window is the restaurants. The restaurant application grant will go live within 20 days after the president signs into law. It's based upon the following calculation. Your 2020 revenue subtracted from your 2019 revenue. That is the amount of your grant. And that grant, the first 21 days will be prioritized for applicants who are women, veterans, or socially economically disadvantaged individuals. Really, really big news. So this is why you have to be able to pounce as soon as things go live. Under the third stimulus package, you're going to get a $14 stimulus check. Automatic. If the IRS knows your children exist, you're going to get either $5,000 or $4,400 for children under the age of 17. Automatic. Every single thing else under the third stimulus package is application-based, meaning you have to fill out an application. The applications don't exist yet. The websites of the applications don't exist yet. But when they go live, the money will run out fast. A lot of people have been waiting for this money for a long time. That's why you have to hit the subscribe to this button, a button on this video. Because when the money goes live, you will qualify for the rent, the utilities, the food, the internet, which is about $5,000. You will also qualify for the other items, potentially, if it's you, like the business grants. And when it goes live, it's first come, first serve. And with that, the excitement continues as we go into the top of the hour with Afternoons Lalate. I'm really excited for you. If you've not become a member, consider becoming a member because the membership shows you the actual bill and the eligibility. The bill shows you the eligibility to get this money, whether it's the language of the homeowner's grant or the language of the rental grant. Some of these things you need to sometimes look at. And as a member, you have access to the actual document, and that's what's important. Do we have to reapply if we applied for EIDL before? Absolutely. Yes. Understand, when I record stuff for you, if I don't mention something, it means you have to do it. Let me say it another way. If I if I don't say that children under the age of 90 are excluded, then they're not excluded. There's a reason I don't bring them up. If I say, if you think that you can just sit back and not reapply because you applied before, no, I would have brought that up. So if I don't bring something up, presume it is not happening. That's what's really important. But always ask questions, because the more questions you ask, the more prepared you are to get this money before everyone else. I'm really excited for you. There's Jerome, and there is William, and there's Linda Cole, and there's Troy, and there's Alma. How are you? Are you ready for the top of the hour with a big update about SSI and SSDI? The final hour of LA Late Live kicks underway with 2 more recordings. SSI and SSDI in 5 minutes, and then we go into purple. $5, $10, $15, $20,000 money right now. Not 5 weeks from now, not 5 months from now, right now. There's Chef Roberto and Bonnie and Kathy. Let's do it as Afternoons L8 gets underway and continues in just 3 minutes. Stay with L8 for more.